A zombie fungus that inspired the hit video game and TV show The Last of Us has come to life and has claimed a victim in Peru.
If you're afraid of spiders, you might want to look away, because this discovery is straight out of a horror movie. Imagine a spider infected by a mysterious fungus, slowly losing control of its own body, wandering out of its web, and dying in an exposed position, all while being consumed from the inside. Sounds like something from The Last of Us, right? Well, this is no fiction. Scientists have found real-life zombie spiders in Ireland, and what this fungus does to them is absolutely terrifying. A strange fungus called Gibellula atm baroi has been discovered infecting cave-dwelling spiders across Ireland. First spotted in County Down during the filming of BBC's Winter Watch in 2021, this fungus doesn't just grow on spiders, it takes over their behavior, forcing them to leave their shelters and die in exposed positions. And here's the creepiest part. It thrives in man-made structures like tunnels and cellars. So, if you've ever walked through a dark tunnel or an old basement, you might have been closer to these zombie spiders than you think. In this video, we're diving deep into the science behind this fungus-infected nightmare. Where did it come from? How does it control spiders? And should we be worried? Stick around, because the truth about these real-life zombie spiders might be even more unsettling than you expect. Nature is full of surprises. Some fascinating, some terrifying. And this one? It's both. Deep in the cave systems of Ireland, scientists have discovered something that sounds like it came straight from a horror movie. Zombie spiders controlled by a fungus. Yes, you heard that right. A species of cave-dwelling spider has been found infected with a strange fungal parasite that not only grows on its body, but also manipulates its behavior, leading to an eerie, unnatural death. The first known case of these fungus-infected spiders was recorded in County Down, Northern Ireland, during the filming of BBC's Winter Watch back in 2021. Since then, further research has revealed that this fungal infection isn't limited to just one cave. In fact, it has been spotted in multiple cave systems across Ireland, particularly in damp, dark environments where spiders thrive. Some of the confirmed locations include Whitefather's Cave, Firmloof Cavern, and Fira Cavern. However, what makes this discovery even more chilling is that the fungus has also been found in man-made structures, such as tunnels, culverts, and cellars. That means these zombie spiders aren't just hiding deep in the wilderness. They could be lurking much closer than we think. Scientists have identified the fungus responsible as Gibellula atm baroi. It belongs to a group of fungi known for preying on insects and arachnids, taking control of their bodies in ways that seem almost otherworldly. The fungus was named after David Atra, a researcher who played a key role in its identification. Unlike other fungi that simply consume their host, Gibellula atm baroi takes things a step further. Once it infects a spider, it doesn't just kill it instantly, it alters its behavior, forcing it to leave the safety of its web or burrow. Instead of dying hidden away, like most spiders do, the infected arachnid moves to an exposed position on the roof or walls of a cave, where it eventually perishes. Afterward, the fungus continues to grow, covering the spider's body with a white, mold-like coating. This kind of parasitic behavior isn't unheard of in nature. Similar fungi have been found infecting ants, flies, and even beetles, but it's the first time a fungus like this has been observed infecting spiders in Ireland. Scientists believe that studying it further could provide new insights into fungal infections and how parasites manipulate their hosts. But the real question is, how far has this fungus spread? And could it evolve to infect even more species? That's what researchers are now trying to figure out. If you thought spiders were creepy before, just wait until you hear what this fungus does to them. Gibellula atm baroi isn't just an ordinary infection. It completely takes over the spider's body and mind, forcing it to behave in a way that goes against its survival instincts. What happens next is straight out of a science fiction horror film. Once a spider becomes infected, the fungus starts growing on its head, legs, and body, forming an eerie white mold-like coating. Over time, the fungal growth completely engulfs the spider, leaving it looking like a ghostly husk. The fine, thread-like structures of the fungus creep across the spider's exoskeleton, creating an almost web-like appearance. Except this web isn't made by the spider. Instead, it's the fungus consuming it from the outside in. Eventually, the spider's entire body is covered in fungal spores, which will later be released into the air, waiting to infect new hosts. But before that happens, something even stranger. This fungus doesn't just grow on the spider, it manipulates its behavior. Normally, a dying spider would hide in a secure place, such as a crevice or inside its web. But once infected, the spider does something completely unnatural. It leaves its shelter and moves to an open, exposed location, like the ceiling of a cave or the surface of a rock wall. There, it remains motionless until it dies. This is the classic zombie effect seen in other parasitic fungi. The fungus hijacks the spider's nervous system, altering its natural instincts and making it act in ways that benefit the fungus rather than itself. Scientists believe that forcing the spider to die in an exposed spot increases the chances of fungal spores spreading to new hosts, ensuring the survival of the fungus. In other words, the spider isn't just a victim. It becomes a tool for the fungus to spread and infect more creatures. This isn't the first time a fungus has been found turning insects into zombies. In fact, Gibellula ATM baroi operates similarly to another infamous fungus, Ophiocordyceps, also known as the zombie ant fungus. Ophiocordyceps infects ants, taking control of their muscles and brain, forcing them to climb to high points, latch onto leaves or tree bark, and die in a perfect position for the fungus to spread its spores. Just like the zombie ant fungus, Gibellula ATM baroi forces spiders into unnatural positions before their death, ensuring the best possible spore dispersal for maximum infection. The biggest difference? While Ophiocordyceps is well documented in ants and other insects, Gibellula ATM baroi is one of the first fungi known to zombify spiders in this way, at least in Ireland. While caves provide an ideal natural habitat for the fungus, researchers have also discovered it in man-made environments, including tunnels, cellars, and culverts. This suggests that the fungus can survive in urban or semi-urban settings, meaning that it could be much closer to human activity than previously assumed. Tunnels and culverts often mimic cave-like conditions, dark, damp, and undisturbed, which makes them an ideal breeding ground for Gibellula ATM baroi. Cellars, especially older ones with minimal airflow, could also provide an environment where the fungus could take hold. This raises an alarming possibility. Zombie spiders could be lurking in places where people least expect them. Scientists are still working to determine how far the fungus has spread and whether it poses any long-term ecological risks. Could it adapt to different environments? Could it begin to affect spider populations in more populated areas? These are questions researchers are eager to answer as they continue studying this bizarre and unsettling phenomenon. The discovery of fungus-infected zombie spiders has raised an important question. Should we be concerned about this fungus spreading beyond spiders? While it certainly sounds like something out of a horror movie, scientists are working to understand whether this parasite poses any real threat to humans, animals, or even the environment. So far, there is no evidence that Gibellula ATM baroi can infect humans. Unlike bacteria, viruses, or certain fungi that can cross species barriers, this particular fungus appears to be highly specialized for spiders. Its structure and life cycle suggest that it has evolved to target arachnids exclusively, meaning it is unlikely to spread to humans, pets, or livestock. However, that doesn't make it any less unsettling. The idea that a fungus can hijack an organism's brain, manipulate its behavior, and force it to die in an exposed position is unnerving, to say the least. It also serves as a reminder that similar mind-controlling fungi already exist in nature. The infamous Ophiocordyceps fungus, for example, infects ants and forces them to climb to high points before dying, allowing the fungus to release its spores from an ideal vantage point. While Gibellula ATM baroi is currently limited to spiders, it does raise the broader question of how many other species might be vulnerable to similar infections. Another concern is that fungi are highly adaptable organisms. Over time, they can mutate and evolve, sometimes expanding their range of hosts. While there is no evidence that this particular fungus is a threat beyond spiders, scientists are keeping a close watch to ensure it remains contained within its current ecological niche. While humans may not be at risk, the same cannot be said for spiders. If this fungus continues to spread, it could significantly impact spider populations in affected areas. Spiders play a crucial role in controlling insect populations, acting as natural pest regulators. If a large number of spiders fall victim to the fungus, there could be ripple effects throughout the local ecosystem, potentially leading to an increase in insect populations. However, some researchers believe that Gibellula ATM baroi is simply part of a natural fungal life cycle. In nature, parasites exist to maintain ecological balance, often targeting the weak or vulnerable members of a species. While the fungus may seem destructive, it could serve a role in preventing spider populations from growing too large, maintaining equilibrium in the ecosystem. It's also worth noting that fungal infections in spiders are not new. There are other fungi in the Cordycipitaceae family that infect arachnids, though they often go unnoticed due to the secretive nature of spiders. The presence of this fungus may be alarming, but it may have existed for much longer than we realize, only now being properly documented. Researchers are currently conducting ongoing studies to better understand how this fungus spreads, how it affects spider behavior, and whether it could pose any ecological risks. By studying its genetic makeup and life cycle, scientists hope to determine whether Gibellula ATM baroi is a long-standing part of the environment or if it is a newly emerging fungal threat. One of the primary research goals is to map the distribution of the fungus to see if it is contained within specific cave systems, or if it is expanding into new regions and environments. Understanding its spread is key to predicting how it might impact spider populations in the future. Another area of focus is determining how exactly the fungus manipulates spider behavior. Similar studies on Ophiocordyceps fungi have revealed fascinating details about how parasites can take control of their hosts. If scientists can unlock the mechanism behind the fungus's ability to control spiders, it could provide broader insights into parasitic fungi and even lead to medical or biological applications. For now, the good news is that there is no immediate danger to humans. However, the presence of Gibellula ATM baroi is a stark reminder of how complex, mysterious, and sometimes terrifying nature can be. Whether this fungus remains a localized phenomenon or becomes something more widespread remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: the natural world is full of strange and fascinating discoveries, and we are only beginning to scratch the surface. The idea of fungus-infected zombie spiders might sound like something from a horror film, but nature is full of terrifying surprises. The real question is, could something like this evolve to infect larger creatures? While there's no evidence that fungi like Gibellula ATM baroi or Ophiocordyceps could jump to more complex organisms, the fact that a fungus can control a spider's movements, force it into the open, and use it to spread spores raises an unsettling question. How much control do parasites really have over the animal kingdom? So now that you know about Ireland's zombie spiders, would you still visit an Irish cave after hearing this? Let me know in the comments. If this freaked you out, hit that like button and subscribe for more wild discoveries. And I want to hear from you. What's your worst nightmare? Zombie spiders or something even scarier? Drop your answers in the comments below.